Welcome to the show once again. Youths are saying there's no job, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, how do you observe Gambians?
That's right. This is the point. I'm coming. You appoint somebody to be in the office who doesn't even know how to create job. How can civilization? We want a democracy. But democracy is a process. Some people are telling me that they have freedom, and they misunderstand from freedom and liberty. For me, freedom, when you say freedom, is somebody who wake up in the morning and go to work and earn a good salary, look after himself independently. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what
politics all about.
Politics is about, it's just a playing field whereby people can learn. If you're a leader, you observe everything. You try to listen to everybody and accommodate everybody. Then the meeting, actually 110%, the meeting.
Okay, and what is democracy?
Democracy democracy means I have the right to live. And also I have the right to exist.
And you also have the right
as a human being, I have an opinion. And everybody have opinion. And this opinion should be respected. No matter whether you agree or disagree. We should talk about things
that is affecting
amicably without fighting. Thank God you mentioned about the on and off.
Yeah.
This on and off, it shouldn't have happened.
In the Gambia?
No, it shouldn't have happened.
Okay,
the
why?
only thing they could have done, there are companies out there who can come and do a very good, efficient service for Gambian people. And there will be no shortage of light. To goodness, my goodness me, if I have the power to become president in this country, that will be the first thing I will promise to the Gambian people, that there will be no shortage of light. I will sign up to premium, and this premium, the company will come and they will sign to make sure that electricity is available 24/7. But
that is impossible.
Jobs don't create themselves, people create jobs for others. This means that you have to look the possibilities, so things that are possible.
Gentlemen, welcome back again. Today we're going to talk about politics. In our generation in the Gambia, we have seen a lot of things in the Gambia. Things are normal as the same. Many people think different ways when it comes to politics. But politics is nice when you observe it in other places, like in the United States. Politics is like a festival. And then many people in Africa, people think in Africa that politics is all about fighting, insulting each other. These are some of the things that youths in Africa think, not only in the Gambia, but the youths in Africa think. But politics is something that we all should talk about because it is necessary. So I have a gentleman here who will talk about politics. And I will be the one to ask him some questions. So without wasting more time, I would like him to introduce himself. Sir, welcome to the show once again.
Thank you.
Please tell the people out there your name and where you come from.
My name is Abdullah Njai, or people call me Lai. Like the gentleman just said here, I have some issues that I needed to address in terms of when it comes to politics.
Okay, if I may ask, what is politics all about?
Politics is about, it's just a playing field whereby people can learn to listen to one another and then observe what you're saying, whether you agree or disagree, without pushing and fighting. So, politics is a subject. Really means we talk about things that you think you're not happy about, things you think that they are doing wrong, and things like that, or the things you think that, okay, they're doing this thing good. We have to talk about it.
Okay. Do you think politics is necessary in every nation? Do you think politics
is very necessary?
Why do you think it is necessary?
Because when we don't talk about things, like for example, you leave a man to run the country, and then he's doing the wrong things, or probably is not doing the right things for his people. If we don't talk about it, he will never realize. He would think that what he's doing is the right thing because nobody talks about it. But this is why opposition is also important, that to talk about things. But sometimes there are things I find out here, Gambian politics. When somebody talks, you may like Barrow. for example. But if I say something negative about Barrow because you love him, you don't listen to what I'm saying, and then you took the arm. You say, oh, okay, this guy is a Gambian supporter, or this guy is Halifa Saleh supporter. No, it's not the case. Listen to the guy, what he's saying until he's finished. Then you think about it. Me personally, the reason why I come with this political view, I want Gambian people to realize that now is the time. Nobody should take them for granted. When you want to vote for somebody, make sure, don't see that me, if it is my brother or my sister, if you don't believe in me changing your life, don't vote for me.
That's it.
That's how it should be. We should have a policy whereby every politician who wants to start as a politician, we need to find out your background and who you are. What have you done for this country? Why do you think people should vote for you to become president? Such a chair, such an important chair where you're going to represent everybody. Like, for example, there are lots of things here. People vote for people who have, you know, the hard desire for Gambia. You understand, if you like.
Okay, you know, you have mentioned a lot of things, and which I totally agree with you.
Yes.
But then our youths in Africa think that politics is all about fighting each other. You will see someone who will start saying, I love Barrow, and the other guy will just start fighting. What is your concerns towards that?
Okay, there's a way we should do this. In order to change, we need to change the entire political spectrum. Okay.
How do you think we can change that?
We have to bring some laws.
Okay.
That if you are at the top, you're not allowed to use inflammatory language when in your political rally. So that way, if you do, then we will help you to account for what you say. That's what it should be. Everybody should be accountable for what comes out of their mouth. It doesn't matter who you are. Because so many people will go out there because of politics, they assault people. They use inflammatory language that you know is not acceptable.
And eventually some people have even lost their life because of this. Especially
as a civilized nation, we wanted democracy. But democracy is a process. Some people are telling me that they have freedom, and they misunderstand from freedom and liberty. For me, freedom, when you say freedom, is somebody who wake up in the morning and go to work and earn a good salary, look after himself independently. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I call freedom.
Okay, and what is democracy?
Democracy democracy means I have the right to live. And also I have the right to exist.
And you also have the right to express.
I have the right to express my feeling, because as a human being, I have an opinion, and everybody have opinion, and this opinion should be respected, no matter whether you agree or disagree. We should talk about things
that is affecting
amicably without fighting one another. You know, we wanted to go forward. We must listen to each other. This is why we call it a meeting. In a meeting, you don't all agree. But what you do is, if you're a leader, you observe everything. You try to listen to everybody and accommodate everybody. Then the meeting, actually 110%, the meeting will come out positive. But now, like I say, there are lots of things, development going in this country. But when the white men come to Gambia, they build Banjul. Banjul, every area you go, they have street names, they have numbers, house numbers, and others. But that's how the plan should go to the rest of the country. But look at, when you walk around Baserekunda, the houses don't have even numbers. Those are jobs. Because the reason why I say it's a job, because those young people who are there at the post office, you know, they will take letters and go and post letters to people's compound. And those letters as well, if you're living in somebody's house and you're renting it, that person will turn around and say, oh yeah, this guy lives here, because the letter will show that's your proof of address to show that you live in this place. and then the landlord will confirm, and this will go to the national data to confirm that we now want to go forward. We should have a computer system where everything can go. So when you put your date of birth, they know exactly where you live.
Exactly. And this is the work of government.
Yes.
And when we talk about government, it means everybody.
Exactly.
You understand? That is the legislature, the executive,
exactly.
and then and then we have the judiciary.
Yeah.
So if you are under government, what do you think? What is the advice will you
Oh my
put
God!
across?
Oh my goodness me! Give me Gambia for 5 years. I will make sure that Gambia will be straightforward. You understand? There is not money to be made in this country. For example, I mentioned that here. Said, for example, some of the assets that Gambia have, those assets, I will turn it to real cash.
Like,
for example, the mangoes. How many millions mangoes we got here? Mango is more than the people. You understand? So, for example, the mangoes alone, we can bring us at least $1 billion. The whole mango, that's $1 billion. Because, for example, if the mango is 10,000, like it's 4 million, and it's 4 million mangoes, $10, that's $400 million.
Exactly.
You don't need a foreign investor to come in and spend that money. And secondly, I don't understand why we have to get foreign countries to come and construct our roads. Gambians, there are young people here, if you give them a chance, they will prove to you that they can construct our road. For 45 years, I've been working.
But now, the question is, youths are saying there's no job, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, how do you observe Gambians?
That's right. This is the point. I'm coming. You appoint somebody to be in the office who doesn't even know how to create job. How can that person create job?
That is impossible.
Jobs don't create themselves. People create jobs for others. This means that you have to look the possibilities, so things that are possible, and you introduce it.
Now, in the Gambia, naturally, we are blessed with the natural resources like sunshine.
Yeah.
We have the river Gambia, and we have vegetables we have vegetables.
Exactly.
Where we can also make agriculture.
Yeah.
So, if you are in the shoes of the government, what will you do?
For example, what I will do, I will invest.
How will you invest?
I will look at the national budget, what I have. Probably half of the money of the Gambian budget, I will invest it back to our economy. That means I will create some form of refrigerators, what I said in the mangoes area, that will create probably 150,000 jobs across the country. Which means that the people who will pack the mangoes, who will take it to supply, who will sell it, and things like that. That's where the job comes from. You understand? Yeah. For those refrigerators, we can keep the mangoes for over 1 year, and it will not and it won't be powered by solar system. Across the country. You understand?
But now, what are you talking about? Like when you observe it right now in the Gambia, light is on and off. So hope you'll be able to cope with that.
No. This is why I said, when you put a solar system on to work on those things, there will be no on and off, because the electricity is there 24/7 because you put solar system. You understand? Thank God you mentioned about the on and off.
Yeah.
This on and off, it shouldn't have happened.
In the Gambia?
No, it shouldn't have happened.
Okay,
the
why?
only thing they could have done, there are companies out there who can come and do a very good, efficient service for Gambian people. And there will be no shortage of light. My goodness me, if I have the power to become president in this country, that will be the first thing I will promise to the Gambian people, that there will be no shortage of light. I will sign up to premium, and this premium, the company will come and they will sign to make sure that electricity is available 24/7. But it will come at a cost.
Okay.
If you want light, I will give it to you, but you will pay.
Yeah.
You understand? So let the Gambian people take that thing in their hand to make sure that electricity. I guarantee electricity will be available 24/7, because the reason they go and buy these old generators and they work for 5 years and they're back to square one. And also when you look at the road construction, these companies, They build roads that doesn't communicate with the people that lives in the land. That need changing.
And,
there are lots of...
And people say Gambia is a small country. Look at Senegal.
Look at the market. Look at the market. When I walk around the market and look at the market is disgusting. The market shouldn't be like that. The market also should communicate with the people. And to do that, to build a good market for the Gambian, Brikama or any other place, you look at, there are so many Gambians who got lots of money. Ask them to invest. When they invest, bring their money together, you can build them, like under the market can be a garage, on top can be a market, and on top of that, you can build banks and attract the banks and everything together. In the order. Make it look decent for people. But no.
The problem is also the people who got the money are not willing to help, or they are not willing to support.
No, but what I'm saying, that's why I use the word investment.
Okay.
Because when you bring 20,000, and then after we done the market, everything is going, at the end of the year, and then you saw that you made about 40,000, will you not invest again?
Of course I will.
You see, you will invest. Exactly, this is how it should be. Because what I saw in the country, the country is so denigrated. I went to Banjul the other day. I thought I was walking in a village.
Wow.
Banjul, the front is nice, but so denigrated. Yeah. If I have the opportunity, I will take the port out of Banjul completely. It will be around Tanje area towards Khartoum because they got the land.
Yeah.
But Banjul, I will turn it to a multi-billionaire project, which means that all that area, you know, the sea.
Yeah.
I will build some very nice hotels.
Wow.
You understand? And it's going to be a shopping center. When people throughout Banjul, people come to Banjul. And also we'll build some areas that you know, offices you know, will attract all the business sectors in the country. They will have their headquarters in Banjul. And we make it look attractive, you know, for Banjul, to make it look like a real capital. Okay,
ever since you have been in UK, were you really, like, what are some of the things that you saw in UK, and now what are some of the things that you see in the Gambia that can bring differences?
Thank you. Most of the roads in UK, they use concrete to concrete their roads.
Okay.
And those concretes were done by the British themselves. So why can Gambians do the same thing? It's not a difficult thing. The Gambians will have a job, you understand, to go to. If you don't have if it become an opportunity for you, like for example, you say, oh, I don't have work today, before bothering your parents, you can go and take a spade and go and work the whole day and you make money. And then secondly, you will be proud at the end of that road. You say, wow, we construct this road.
Yeah.
Your children, your grandchildren will come
also
home. My grandfather, they're the one who did this road.
Yeah.
We can do these things.
So
and the most important thing, the money will remain here.
Definitely.
It won't go. Because you give a foreign company contract, it takes like $400 million and leave the country. So your people remain poor.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yes. I look at now, for example, I'm coming to plumbing job. Now, according to me, from Banjul to Brikama, that highway from here to Basse, they should have, that road should have been constructed very well, whereby roads, you know, the sewage, where the waste comes, you know, the waste to go somewhere else. And then when the waste go there, so right from your compound to that road, you understand? And then at the end product, they will turn everything to be fertilizer. And then we resell it to the people that create another job. This is how you create job for people. But the people who are sitting in office, they don't have no clue how to create jobs for people. But you needed people like us and others. There are so many people out there who wants to come to the Gambia and change this country.
And surely it will.
Thank you.
Okay, listeners, this is the way forward. If Gambia really want to do something, I think they need the right people to be in the offices. When I talk about the right people, I'm talking about the only president. You and I out there have a role to play. You understand? But the main people are the people in the office, because these are the people we vote for. So if we vote for you, definitely you must try and do something. When you look at it now, the statistics is saying that Gambian youths are going backwards. Look at it, a lot of youths have gone to bad ways.
Exactly. The reason why for that, I wanted to ask you this. I wanted to tell you this. Gambia lose $10 million an hour. Gambian, they lose $10 million an hour.
Wow, how?
The reason why I say that, for example, when they elected the power board, how many business constraints?
It's a lot. Look at
how many taxi drivers are running on the road and they shouldn't be on the road?
Wow.
How much money do they give to a police officer on the road for them to get away? How much is that? Put that all together.
It's too much.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we need to raise the police's salary. Give them about $10,000 a month. I promised that. I said, if I became power, every police officer, as a private officer, you will have $10,000. Because don't ask me where I'm going to get the money. I can get the money straight away. It's easy.
Yeah.
For example, if your car is not roadworthy, and you're on the road, they will compound your car. You understand? You will think twice before you take your car on the street. So and secondly, no car will run in this country for more than 6 months. 6 months you take your car and service it, because that's not good for our public health.
Yeah.
So when a healthy car, healthy people. This,
exactly,
and that will generate more money.
Yeah.
The mechanics will have money, they will have lots of work, they will employ so many people. They have to systemize the country so that everybody can get a job. It's a very simple thing.
You had it together. So tell us what...
And secondly, when you look at the people, the land sellers, people sell lands, they don't pay the right tax. So let's change everything and put it in a system whereby we can have what we call state agents. We empower them so that whoever bought land in this country want to sell it, it has to go through the state agent, and the land can be sold, and the government have the right tax you're supposed to pay through the government. So all those thousands I'm talking about, government is losing it every day.
Yeah.
They give you 500,000, you put it in your pocket without paying tax. That's unacceptable, because the hospital, when you go there today, is depressing.
Yeah.
They don't even have all the logistics to take people forward. The nurses are sad. Everybody is depressed. You know, before your heart is bleeding, starts to bleed when you take your loved one into the hospital. That's why so many people choose private, to go private.
And that should not be done.
That shouldn't be. Government's job is to look after its own people. To make sure that its people come first.
And when you look at it, private is more expensive.
Yeah,
not everybody can afford it.
Exactly.
So I think, you know, we have a lot of jobs. We are the Gambians, so we need to work on it.
And look at the cars they drive. Some people will come and they said, when you go to the police today, you ask them, like for example, they're going to arrest somebody. They tell you that we haven't got a car, or we haven't got petrol to go to, but you have to provide. That's a robbery. You're robbing the general public. They entrust you to run their fund for them. Instead, you are costing them more money again. So that shouldn't happen. What should have happened is, you know, like for example, the government, they're driving cars worth about $3, $4, $5 million. Do they need those cars? No, they don't need it. But the hospital is stranded. You know, nobody have any money to go to, or you have to go to dip from your own pocket to finance your own source. And that shouldn't be.
Definitely.
So you see, everything I say here, you can quote me out, you can check me out, because I've been going around talking to people, and anybody I spoke to, I said, oh, the police, you cannot blame them, because it's the system.
And people said police are corrupt.
Yeah. It's not only the police are corrupt. If you go to so many government sector, if you come, you wanted something. If you don't dip in your pocket, they don't even look at you. Because those people, what they're thinking at the right time, oh, I don't have fixed money, I don't even have fare, you know, to go home. So how on earth I wouldn't do what I'm doing? So to change those, that give people good money and to live decent, and also they will respect their job and execute their duty according to law.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and we have now come to the end of the show. Thank you for watching, and I hope we will come your way next time. This is Musa Traore. I'm the host of this show, and certainly I'm very much proud of Barrow. Thank you so much for your wonderful information.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it.